Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to review the new Lazer Genesis helmet. Back in my early days of cycling, I actually had the original Lazer Genesis helmet, which was created in 2005, I believe. And that helmet was great for the time. It looked awesome, but the ventilation was really poor. It also was a very heavy helmet as well. So let's look into the new Genesis and see if Lazer has got it right this time. So Lazer is a Belgian company. They actually were acquired by Shimano back in 2016. They had the Lazer Z1 before, which I owned before, and that was a great helmet as well. This one is replacing the Z1, and let's see if it actually lives up to the expectations and see if it actually improves on what the Z1 was before. So when I had the Z1 before, it was definitely better than the original Genesis. It was much lighter than the Genesis from before, and it also had better ventilation than the Genesis before, but it was not the best ventilated helmet, and I would say that's the one downside of the Z1. It's still a great helmet. Ventilation is just not quite on par with some of those other helmets that are out there now. So I've had this helmet now for about 2 months. I've been riding this. I've ridden it on, of course, road, gravel, mountain bike, single track, and it's been working great on all those arenas. Now, when Lazer first released this helmet, I was pretty excited about it because it was going to be a super lightweight helmet. It actually even says super light right here. The first models that came out that were the European models that were not MIPS were actually showing weights around 190 to 200 grams, and that was for a medium size helmet. And this is what this is. This is a medium, and this is what I tested. Now, in the US, the non-MIPS version is about 220 grams. The MIPS version is around 260 to 270 grams. Inside the helmet it says 270, but when I measured this, it was actually about 265 is what it was with the MIPS liner. All right, compared to the Z1, this comes in about 25 grams lighter. Okay, so it does have the roll assist technology, which is this little dial here. There's actually a wire that will run through all the way around, so you can see right here, this is where the dial will pull these tighter. So it actually pulls around your whole head when you tighten it down. They've had this technology all the way back to the original Genesis, and it's one of my favorite retention systems that a helmet company uses. So you get even pressure all the way around your head with this system. All right, this is definitely an oval shaped helmet, and my head's oval shaped, so it fit my head really well. Very comfortable helmet. If you have more of a round shaped head, that may not work as well for you. Now, with the roll assist system though, it does cinch around a little bit better, so even with a round head, probably would be a little bit better than some helmets that are designed for oval shaped heads for a round headed person. The only fit issue that I was kind of annoyed with riding this, it seemed to tip back a little bit as I would ride. So I'd have it on my head and I could feel it. It felt like it was sliding back just a little bit. So if you look at some of the professionals out there who are using these helmets, you'll see a lot of them will have that same situation where the helmet looks like it's just tilting back a little further and further. I'm not sure if it's what it is. You may not have that issue depending on the shape of your head, but for me it definitely is doing that just a little bit. So that's one of the annoying things. It wasn't uncomfortable. It just would always try to slide back a little bit, and then I'd find myself trying to shift the helmet a little bit forward. So you might find that annoying if your head is shaped like mine. The MIPS version, which that's what I've been testing here, it has the MIPS liner on the inside. You can see it right here as it moves around. MIPS liners, the traditional MIPS liner like this, I'm not a huge fan of, especially being here in Florida where it gets really hot, because no matter what, this will impede the ventilation. That's one of the things they really were trying to improve on this helmet with the Z1, was having these channels of air right through here to pass through and cool your head a little bit better. But the problem with the MIPS is obviously it's going to block that a little bit. So I'm not a huge fan of this original MIPS right here. Now, Giro has the spherical MIPS, which is pretty awesome. I do like that MIPS system. And then also POC, they have a spin, is what they call it, and it tests really well, and it has better airflow than the MIPS system like this. Now, the MIPS system does add about 40 grams to the original helmet weight. Now, what is super impressive about the MIPS with this helmet is this helmet has actually scored almost the highest in the Virginia Tech bicycle safety test, where they take helmets, put it on a dummy, and they basically crash it and see how and they detect the forces on the head. This one actually is rated the second highest out of about 188 helmets. There's a mountain bike helmet that's the one that's right above this. But Lazer is really good with their safety of their helmets as far as with that torsional impact on your head. So if safety is something you're really concerned about, which, I mean, obviously it's a helmet, it needs to be safe, then you will really want to get one of these helmets or a similar one, because the Lazer Sentry, which I've reviewed as well, that MIPS version has also scored extremely high on the Virginia Tech test. Once again, going to the ventilation, it is better than the Z1. And like I said, with the channels they had, it's a lot better. Just once again, the MIPS liner, that's going to block some of that ventilation, the advantage there. So that's, you know, something that the MIPS, so traditional MIPS, will always impede, is the ventilation. Okay, another thing with this helmet, and actually going all the way back to the original Genesis, was an issue with sunglasses, docking your sunglasses. And they actually have a little section right here in the front where I was thinking, oh yes, this, you know, my glasses are going to fit perfect right there. But my Tifosi sledge glasses, when I try to put them in, they fit in pretty well right here. But the thing is, when I go past this rubber piece, it actually it doesn't stay in place. It doesn't want to stay, it wants to slide out real easy. So that's an issue there. Got it caught in the MIPS liner. So you can see here, it's just, it's not shaped for these glasses. Some glasses it might work, but I just found that there's no grip right here. And I'm thinking about taking some bar wrap or something, or some kind of rubber, and taping it right here and see if it will actually hold my glasses in place. That might improve it. But either way, you know, it doesn't hold glasses as well as I was hoping. There's no really place in the back to dock your glasses either. So that's one of the negatives I would say about this helmet, because obviously, you know, you can't have your glasses like that. If you turn around and look behind you, the wind's going to catch those glasses and pull them right off. So that's one negative about this helmet. All right, I will say, when it comes to the looks of this helmet, I believe this is one of the best looking helmets out there right now. It's an extremely low profile when you're head on. It's nice and thin on the sides. It does not have that, you know, mushroom look with your head. And you can actually look at it here. It actually has, you know, kind of thinner sides and a longer front and rear. But this helmet is very low profile. So that's one of the, like I said, one of the best looking helmets that I've seen out there. Another thing about the looks of it and the front of it here is actually, you can see how it really sticks out pretty far in front of you. And at first I was thinking I didn't really like that, but when I was riding the mountain bike trails with the sun and everything, it actually serves as somewhat of a visor. So you know, if it is riding lower on your brow here, this actually will block some of the sun. So that actually doubles as a visor, which was a nice hidden feature. Now, as far as aerodynamics, obviously I don't have a wind tunnel or anything like that to test this helmet. They don't really say it's an aerodynamic helmet either. But if you look at aerodynamic testing, obviously the smaller your frontal area is, the better. And this helmet obviously has smaller frontal area. It doesn't balloon out real wide. Also in those tests, your bare head, like a shaved head, is actually faster than any like TT helmet or anything like that. So that's, once again, shows you the smaller the helmet, the more aerodynamic it's going to be. They also have what is called an aero shell, which you can pop on top of this. You can buy it extra, and that will also, you know, make it more aerodynamic. It also serves great as like a rain shield, or if it's freezing outside and you want to keep your head warm, obviously, you can pop one of those. I had one for the Z1, loved it. If it was freezing outside, I could grab it, pop it on, and go ride. Head would stay nice and warm and dry. Also, Lazer has a lot of different color choices with this helmet as well, so that's really nice. So if you want to match your kit or whatnot, you can find one that will fit. All right, in the end, I would rate this helmet as one of the best helmets I've tried. You know, weight is great. Now, Some of the downsides, obviously, in my opinion, is with the MIPS version. It's a little heavier, the ventilation is not as good. So if Lazer could address those two things with this helmet, this would be by far my favorite helmet. Also, the sunglasses docking, that's a little bit of a negative too. But when you look at the aesthetics of it, the helmet looks amazing. It's one of the safest helmets out there. The weight is still pretty good, even with the MIPS version. So, you know, all in all, I would probably rate this about 9 out of 10. If Lazer could add like a spherical MIPS to this or some other type of system to keep that safety rating so high, but then also allowing for better ventilation and lighter weight, that would be the cat's meow. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button down below. Also share it with any of your friends who may be looking at this helmet. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel. That helps me out tremendously. All right, you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.